Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Emmanuel, I'm a former Boeing 737 pilot, and welcome to another flight with the Boeing 737-300. Today we are taking her on a VATSIM ride from thundery Orlando over to ORBX's brand new Atlanta, having a first look at that scenery on this channel. I'm really looking forward to this one. You can see and also intermittently hear the weather already, so I'd say we're just gonna get straight into this one and prepare our 737 for today's flight. So do follow me inside into the flight deck of our 737-300. Alright, we're going to start up here on the electricals, putting on that battery and the external power as well. Even though we will be starting the APU pretty much straight away because we do want that air conditioning going, but since this is a 737 Classic, we kinda want to ensure that all of our fuel pumps are available by the time we start the APU. So first things first, let's do the APU fire test, and once that is done we can go ahead with the start of the APU itself. Alright, and that is all looking good down here, so let's go ahead and get one of the fuel pumps on, and then we can start that APU. And here we go. While the APU is starting, let's go over the rest of the cockpit inspection over here, and that is looking good, and then we got the cargo fire test, which is also looking good. The rest down there is done. So, running up here onto the flight recorder test. A little hard to find the click spot, but this is looking fantastic. Clackers, stick shakers. And then we can put the IRSs in an F and finally go back onto our seat. Now, let's go ahead and bring all that panel to light over here. So you can come up, you can come up, and you can come up. And then let's also turn the panel lighting down here up. And here we go. This is looking good, isn't it? So FMC brightness also coming up. And of course we are in a 737-300 on a 22K engine with an up-to-date navigation database. Alright, so the APU is there, but we are not going to put it on bus just yet, but instead we will put the bleeds on. Now, that means we gotta open the isolation valve and then the right-hand pack so that the cabin gets some air, and then we can put the APU bleed on like this, and the recirc fan as well to help circulate that air. Alright, so with that our cabin is getting nice and cold, so let's go ahead and use that time to take a look into our flight plan. So, starting with SimReef up here, Pace 201 is gonna be our flight plan. Now, you will notice that Hooters Air was actually operated by Pace Airlines, so the call sign for today is gonna be Pace. Even though I tell you, it would be lovely to fly with a Hooters call sign. Okay, nonetheless, we're departing from Orlando, and that's the weather over here. Lighting, distant in the northwest, that's probably not as distant any longer if you just listen out. And Atlanta is looking at a fantastic forecast, even though they do have CBs in the distant northwest and TCUs in the distant east as well. So the weather is all over not that perfect. So Huntsville is our alternate, and that is looking very good. So let's go ahead and have a look. For our fuel, they want us to leave with 11,700 pounds plus taxi, so why don't we just call that 12,500 pounds of fuel. Then let's go into the ground ups, load, and you can call that completely full, please. So, completely full like that, and then a quick check. Our estimated zero fuel weight today is 100.6, so looking down into the ground ups, 100.6 is pretty much spot on. And for the fuel, we wanted 12.5. Alright, that's looking good. Let's do an instant loading over here, so that in the next step we can call for GSX to start the boarding procedure. And then let's go ahead and open the cargo doors as well, and hope that we're gonna get all of this done before the thunderstorms arrive over the field and they shut down all the ground operations, which is pretty surely gonna come not too far away. Alright, so we got that stuff, then let's go ahead and start with our flights setup. So it's a 737-300 22K engine, the nav database is up to date at the time of the recording. We are leaving from KMCO. Our airplane does not have GPS fitted, so we'll have to go by the gate number, which is 43 over here. Let's see if we got that one, but we probably should. Nope. Okay. Let's try that. Alright, we actually do have it. So here's our FMS position, going from KMCO to KATL, and our call sign is going to be Papa Charlie Echo 201. For our departure, we got runway 17 right here in Orlando, and we're leaving via the Genie 4, which is that one, towards Payne. And then for our route, we proceed direct Sharks. From Sharks to Larry. Then towards Lars for the Jedi 4 arrival into Atlanta's 27 left. So let's find the 27 left. Here it is. And then we got the Jedi 4 coming from Lars. Alright, that is looking good so far. Let's activate that route, and then we can take a quick look into our departure to see what we're actually up to today. So, MCO, taxi chart, and we want the airport and airport info, and that one should have everything we need. But let's go ahead and get the airside as well. Alright, and then our departure, Genie 4. Here we go. So, first things first. RNAV 1, DME, DME, IRU, or GPS. We do not have GPS, but we do have DME, DME, IRU, so we can actually fly that one. Yes, that is something I need to check nowadays. Alright, so the departure straight at 154 KP above 1500, and we got straight at, and then KP above 1500, even though not on the correct track, and thereafter 140 heading, that's correct. And then we're eventually going to get radar vectors. Let's see, 17 right, vectors to Medusa, and Medusa is up here. So Medusa, Genie above 16, and then Aki and Payne. So we got Medusa, Genie 16, Aki and Payne, and that's all looking good. Alright, then we can take Lars down here for the arrival, and then execute that routing. Okay, cool. So let's continue on the performance initialization. Our cost index today is 15. And then we've got a reserve fuel of 3.3 plus 2.5, so 5.8. Like that. And the zero fuel weight is 100.6. Alright, cruising level 340. The average wind, well, let's take 030 at 6. Hey, why can't... Is GSX blocking the click spot? Yes. Okay. Alright, so 030 at 6. The ISA deviation up there, well, minus 42 is the cruise temperature. Let's enter that directly. Here we go, and we don't need anything for the takeoff page just yet. 250 below 10,000 is looking good, and we'll take KMCO down here with a 25-mile ring for the MSA, and that shall do for our FMS pre-flight. Okay, so far so good. Then let's go ahead and start the flight deck pre-flight up here, and there isn't all that much for us to do. So let's test that crossfeed, goes bright then dim, like that, and then it should go bright then off, like this, and the valve's still operative. Okay, galley circuit breakers checked, fasten seatbelt sign on since we have completed the refueling. Then let's turn the windshield heat switches on, let's turn the hydraulic pumps on. Up here, what do we have for the cabin temperature now? Yeah, fantastic, the APU is doing its job. Okay, so level 340 is checked, then we need the field elevation for Atlanta. We'll see if we got that anyway here, if not we have to grab it from our flight plan. It looks like we do. Alright, so that's 1040, so 990. Here we go, 990 in ground mode, and the rest is all looking good. Alright, we do have maintenance available here, so let's go onto the right-hand igniter, and then we can go up to the MCP. So, top altitude on the chart is 7,000, departing south, so let's go with that. Here we go, 7.1, runway heading 165. Like that, and we'll put the same thing on the courses. Alright, 165 is looking good. Auto brake into RTO. Let's see about the QNH, or rather, let's see about the field elevation. If I could move those charts. I guess the simulator is probably still in its hung mode because I've been scrolling so much. That is a little flight simulator bug, unfortunately, but I think those are pretty much accurate anyway. Alright, so this is looking good. Then let's see, now it should work. And now it does work. Elevation 96, alright, so let's just dial that up until we have an actual QNH. So something like that, 3006, seems quite good. 1, 2, and 3 times. Alright, that seems good to me. Then we got all that stuff. Weather radar goes up a couple degrees onto weather and turbulence. Then we're going down here. Frequencies can remain on automatic. 1215 is selected. We want to be sure to be able to hear something. VHF 1, 2, and on the flight interphone, like that. Airports are selected, traffic is selected, map mode is looking good, the middle is set, and on the right side, this is what we need. Alright, so that's all looking fantastic. Then let's go ahead and go right into the departure briefing, please. So, threats for today's departure, I'm completely honest, I don't see any. Alright, so let's go for our route check. We're going from Kilo Mike Charlie Oscar to Kilo Alpha Tango Lima, Papa Charlie Echo 201. Our routing is via the GME 5 to Pain, direct Sharks, direct Larry, direct Glass for the Jedi 4 arrival. And I think I fixed that disco. Did I not fix this earlier? Larry Lars. I must have a déjà vu right now. In any case, ground distance 377 versus 379, 7.2 remaining with 5.8 required, so that's all looking fantastic. Alright, our time UTC is 1714, altimeter 3006 reading, 100 left and right, and the flight directors are on master, on my side standby instruments set. It's a left seat takeoff from Romeo 1 some right, flaps 5, noise abatement, actually flaps 1 most likely, noise abatement procedure number 2, and the engine out straight at 25 miles, climbing 3000, which is also our minimum safe altitude. Now, for any emergencies above 80 knots, I will only reject for fire warning, engine failure, predictive wind chill warning, or if the aircraft is unable or unsafe to fly. If I call stop, I will simultaneously close the thrust lever, disengage the auto throttle, apply maximum manual braking, or verify operation of the RTO auto brakes. Manually raise the speed brake lever, apply maximum reverse thrust, and when the aircraft comes to a stop, I will set the parking brake. Now, if you call stop, I will note the brakes on speed and call speed brakes up or speed brakes not up, and thruster is normal or abnormal indications. Call 100 knots, 80 knots, 60 knots, and the runway distance remaining. Verify your actions and call your emissions. I'll call auto brake disarm and select flaps 40 when the parking brake has been set and advise ATC of the reject. We then identify the failure and carry out angels as appropriate. If we decide to evacuate, we redo the evacuation checklist. Time permitting, we'll pull the CVR circuit breaker, you grab the lid, and then we get out. If the call before V1 is keep going, there'll be no actions below 400 feet except to cancel your warnings, raise the landing, go with a positive rate. At 400 feet, verify heading, select and carry out the memory items. At the MFA, buck up, retract flaps and schedule, flaps up no light, select level change, max 17 thrust, engage the automatics, non-normal checklist, normal checklist, pay us in its PA, and then we come up with a plan. Now, pushback is on our own over here, respectively in the real world it would be on ramp, but VATSIM doesn't simulate that. So we're standing down here on airside 3, and then we taxi forward and get our taxi clearance from out here. Our taxi is going to be the runway 17 right, so either southbound via Echo or northbound via Juliet to the full length runway 17 right. The departure is the Genie 4, and that is initially straight ahead. Runway track, which is 185. I think I messed that up on the MCP. Yes, I did. So here we go. That's 185, 1, 2, and 3 times. Alright, so 185, then it's at 154 the KB above 1500, and the top altitude is 7000. Do you have any questions on the departure briefing? No? Fantastic, then that's our briefing completed. Alright, pre-flight checklist. Oxygen. Oh yeah, keep forgetting that. It's a 737 Classic, so we gotta open that valve down there. Okay, so oxygen. Looking at this side, and that's tested 100%. Instrument transfer switches, normal, window heat, on, pressurization mode selector, auto, instruments, heading 129er, altimeter 3006, reading 100. Okay, park and brake, set, engine, start levers, cut off, pre-flight checklist complete. Alright, so far so good. So then let's go ahead and see if our boarding is completed. Which it is. Prepare for pushback and departure, please. Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome aboard this Hooters Air Boeing 737-300 on our flight to Atlanta. We are just finishing up the last paperwork. When that is done, we'll start our pushback and we'll be leaving off runway 17 right today. For the time being, just sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight with us, and we'll get back to you with the latest weather when we start the approach into our destination. Thank you very much, and again, welcome aboard. Alright, now that we got this, let's go into the departure clearance. We did receive a VATSIM PDC over here, which states equipment 737-300 from MCO to Atlanta via the filed route, flight level 340, squawk 3026. So that's 3026. Cleared Genie 4 departure, pain transition, climb by SID, expect 340 10 minutes after departure, departure 124.8. Well, let's put that one down here. Oh, that was quick. Okay, 124.8, and expect runway 17 right, for contact 134.7 for taxi. Alright, and here is 134.7. Fantastic, and that's our clearance confirmed. Okay, excellent. So we're good to go. Then let's drop a very quick call to delivery just to ensure that startup is approved here. And then we're basically ready to go. Well, we might actually start just by getting the ATIS on 120525.
Simultaneous departure from parallel runways in use. Departing runways 18 right, 18 left and 17 right. Departing runways 36 right and 35 right. Notices to air missions runway 18 left, 36 right closed until further notice. Runway 17 right, 35 left closed until further notice. G closed between F and phone 0H closed between F and phone VERO, comma. Increased bird activity in the vicinity of the airport. Advise on initial contact. You have information, Charlie. Orlando International Airport ATIS information, Charlie. 1653 Zulu. Wet 120 at 12. Visibility 10. 4,000 scattered. 5,500 scattered. Ceiling 7,000 broken. 25,000 broken. Temperature 31. 2.21. Altimeter 3006. Simultaneous.
Alright, we got that, and that equals 1018.
Departing runways 18 right, 18 left
Okay,
and
fantastic. So with
17 right.
that, the Atus is
Departing
on
runway
board.
36
Then
right
let's
and
go ahead
35 right.
and return that. And departure 124.8. Why is it? That click spot is not positioned perfectly, but here we go. 1248 is pre-selected. We got all that lovely stuff down here, so I think we are good to go down there. Fantastic. So let's go ahead and go over our performance, which starts on ground ops page here. A little confusing. Can already start closing that stuff up. So for the load, 148, that's all on board. Zero fuel weight 100.6, which is what we entered as well, giving us 113, which unfortunately can't enter on the performance page because that thing is in kilos. That's interesting. Can you change that? Aircraft options, EFB, no. Like, is there anywhere where we can switch? I mean, weight units pounds is selected, so I'm not sure why that is. So I will just have to convert that myself real quick. And that equals 51.3. Okay, so for the performance, 51.3. Against 48 degrees flex, 36, 38, 50, 46. So that's an OAT of 31 degrees. And the selected is 43. No, 47. Okay, and the speed's 36, 38, 46. Like that. 146 up here. Okay, so for the flap speeds, let's see. 132 plus 80 is 112. So you got 112, then we'll take 192. And now for the rest, 136, 138, and V2 plus 15 is 161. Alright, like this. Fantastic. With that we are set up. Then let's go ahead and bring that APU on the bus. Remove all the ground equipment, and then we're good to go. Okay, lovely. So let's go ahead and call for a pushback. And delivery just went offline. It's ground 118 now. All underground, good afternoon, pace 201. We are fully ready, push and start. Do we need clearance from you?
Negative. Push and start onto the ramp, which is a non-movement area at your discretion. I'd recommend doing it with your mode Charlie on. It doesn't look like you're there. Call short of the hold short bars on the ramp for your taxi.
Thanks, we'll call you short of the hold short bars and mode Charlie is on now, pace 201. Alright, this is, I don't know. For me this feels weird, like whenever I'm flying to the US in the real world, we do of course call for pushback on the ramp frequency. So, well, little differences there. Okay then, so the cabin should be ready by now. Let's go for the before start checklist. So that's flight deck door, closed and locked. Fuel, we have 12,500 pounds with 4 pumps on. Passenger signs on, windows closed, MCP, V2146, heading 185, altitude 7,000, takeoff speeds V1136, VR138, V2146, and that is set. So CD pre-flight completed, radar nano terms 3 and 0, taxi and takeoff briefing completed, and anti-collision light is on. Before start checklist complete. So, ground from flight deck, the pushback is approved, and I have no idea which direction we can expect. So let's have a very quick look. I guess we'll probably be taxiing southbound, so let's push with the nose to the right. Okay, so facing south on the taxi line. Actually, no, let's face north on the taxi line. Alright. So, ground cockpit, the parking brake is released, you're clear to push, and we're standing by for your signal to start the engines. Okay, and with that, we are up and on our way. So, the start sequence is of course gonna be 2 then 1, as it's a 737. GSX is doing GSX things down there, like, I get it. It's Hooters. You wanna think about going inside some, well, body, thing, whatever. But, see... Oh god, GSX. But at least the nose wheel's turning along. You gotta see the positives, huh? Alright, well, after that, let's go ahead and start the engines in sequence 2 then 1. Engine 2 start. And that's N2. Oil pressure. And N1. Oh, that was quick. Okay, pushback completed, set parking brakes. Alright, parking brakes set, you're clear to lower the aircraft, remove equipment, and advise when clear please. And we got a good start too, starting 1. Let's isolate a pack over there. Okay, we got N2, oil pressure, N1, and that's 2 good engine starts. You clear disconnect, show me the pin on the right, please. Have a good day, bye-bye. And that is a hard click spot to hit. Alright, here we go. I really hope they're gonna change those click spots for once. Alright, here's flap 1
Well, today, exit 305 with departure information Charlie aboard, calling for taxi 1
trim 4.5 or 4.25.
Kilo shortcut here, 18 right, taxi via Alpha.
We appreciate the shortcut, but we already filed for 17 right, and I'm going to be honest with you, I do not have
okay.
Okay,
Flight control track.
Right.
Full up.
Yeah, I can do that for you.
Full down.
You gotta go
Neutral.
Take off
Full left.
You can change it to 18 right.
Full right.
Change it there, but if you do
Neutral.
want 17 right, it's
Full left.
Alpha.
Full
Echo,
right.
Short 18 right.
And neutral.
Alpha Echo will hold for the 10 right. Appreciate it. Exit 305.
Okay, so before taxi checklist, generators on, pitot heat
Hold for the
on,
right. 305.
NTIs off, isolation valve auto, engine start switches continuous. Okay, recall tracked, auto brake RTO, engine start levers idle, flight controls tracked, ground equipment cleared before taxi checklist complete. Ground pace 201, request taxi.
And I'm sorry, what was the call sign?
It's pace.
Pace. Alright, pace 201, runway 18 left, taxi via Charlie.
Romeo 1 at left, Charlie pace 201, and we had assigned 17 right in the PDC. Alright, brakes off. Charlie is just off to the right over here.
Just broadcast, all Orlando is closing in about 5 minutes.
Of course, they're closing right when we are departing. As always.
Orlando Ground, November 7th, 3 Bravo Kilo. We are underground at Orlando Executive and we will request IFR to Kilo X-Ray Mike Romeo and we are ready to copy.
Okay, you're calling Orlando Ground, MCO. You need to be calling the TradeCon, which is covering that airport right now. They're closing right now though, so everything's going to be at your discretion.
Alrighty, no worries, thank you.
Okay, so Charlie is next right, and then we'll see about the runway. If they give us 18 right, we'll stick with that.
Attention all aircraft on frequency, monitor approach 124.8.
Now 148, space 201. So yep, they're, except for the ground, pretty much all leaving. Right as we depart, as always. Ah, fuck. Alright, that's what I get for doing PF and PM work at the same time. Okay, so he said 18 left, that means we have to replan. So, departure, 18 left. We still got the Genie 4, we still got the paint transition, but we do have a different initial climb now. Okay, so straight ahead, 214 above Vilms, and then continue on that track. The initial climb is the same, and down here we now have Vilms 1500, and then a 238 heading. The rest is unchanged. Top altitude still 7000. Now let's have a look into the takeoff performance. $18 left. Well, that looks pretty much unchanged. Okay. When I planned this flight, we had full ATC. Every single one station online. I asked them, they would have stayed till 1800 UTC. And the moment we push...
79331, predictive treasure VOR.
At least the ground controller is nice enough to step up onto approach. That's something.
Yeah, 17, continue taxi via Fox Throttle Shore 17 right.
That was not us, was it?
Switch at 305, cross 18 left.
Nope.
No delay.
Okay, so let's verify.
33 Bravo Kilo on this frequency.
18 left is in there. The speeds are still in. Pre-flight is complete. We do not have a position update, but our position on the ND looks pretty correct, so I'm happy with that. Runway heading 185 is still correct, I think. Yes, it is. 185 is still correct.
Star 7933 on the American space to the south, no further ATC available. Radar service is terminated at frequency.
And that's it.
Was that first 7931?
Affirmative 793 on radar service is terminated, frequency change approved.
So, before takeoff checklist, flaps, 1 green light. Before takeoff checklist, complete.
Sir, enable alpha to parking. Pace 201, RNAV to Villains, wind 12012, runway 18 left, clear for takeoff.
Out of Villains, 18 left, clear takeoff, pace 201. Alright.
American 1700, need you to make your Christian disregard.
Cabin crew, prepare for departure.
Cross, runway 17 right at Fox.
So here's 18 left. We'll go with the weather radar, both of us, since terrain is no issue. Okay, ready? And take off.
1790 Bravo, again, taxi parking via Alpha.
Stabilized. Set thrust.
American 1700, where do you park?
Thrust set.
American 1700, which airside do you park at?
Track.
Roger, and I told you to hold short of Fox. You're pretty much on golf right now. Hold short there, and I'll get you your taxi. Negative. Elsewhere, American 1700.
Gear up. LNAF. Buck up. Flaps up. Speed check. Flaps up.
At 1732, taxi via Foxtrot short 17 right.
Alright, a little turbulent over here.
American 1700, turn right on golf, taxi to parking via golf.
So, VNAV, autopilot,
201 radar contact, verify L2 living.
page 201, passing 3,600.
Page 201, climb maintain 16,000, turn right, direct, climb maintain 16,000.
Climb maintain 16,000, page 201.
Page 201, turn right, direct Medusa, expect area of heavy precipitation and starting in 5 miles, extending for 10 miles along your route of flight.
Page 201, direct to Medusa, climb 16,000, copy.
We're 733 Bravo Kilo, Orlando approach.
Okay, so come on, react to my inputs, please. Whenever I'm strolling somewhere, that's where it starts messing up. Okay, so direct to Medusa, LNAV available, and LNAV. Alright.
1732 cross 17 right at Foxtrot, contact ground 121.0, person 121.8 on the other side.
Okay, cool. After takeoff checklist,
305,
which is engine bleed on, packs auto, landing gear up and off, and flaps up and lights. After takeoff checklist complete. Alright.
What's your message? I know that plane. What's the message it's saying? Roger, make sure that your takeoff trim is in the correct range. It'll show on your MFD in the middle. Make sure it's within the green range.
Interestingly enough, I can only hear the controller here, not the other
Roger,
aircraft.
you need to make sure that you have your flaps set, and make sure you go through the whole initialization process.
Okay, so weather-wise we are fine on this route. Let's update the direct to
Roger,
Medusa.
make your next left right there into the ramp. I'll let ground know. You can contact them on 121.8.
And we're going through 10,000. Temperature is still good, so 10 checks. Fuel balanced with 4 pumps on. The lights are off, APU off, air can impress, 4.2, climbing. Oh, come on. I did once again forget the ground flight switch. Okay, air can impress, 4.2, climbing and set, fasten belts, stay on for the time, recall, is checked, and we are monitoring 21.5. Alright, so the weather is actually looking okay along our route, so I'd say for the time being, just sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight with us. And then I'll see you all when we start the approach in Atlanta. Alright guys, we're on approach to Atlanta. Just had to maintain 8,000, pace 201. And we are just going down to 8,000 feet, and I forgot to unmute the controller just a second before he gave us that descent instruction 8,000. Which we previously had though, because we are cleared to descend down by the Jedi arrival. Now, let's go ahead and have a look into the approach that we are going to fly. So, first things first, the fasten seatbelt sign is going to come on. And then looking down into the arrival, I did pin all of those earlier, no idea why they went away, but anyway, here we are again. So, looking into the star, we're descending by the Jedi for arrival, and we are currently inbound to Wookiee. Slightly above profile, but that's not too much of a problem, because those are basically all above restrictions until Daffy, and, well, then we are going to decelerate at 250 at Wookiee, and from there towards Puba, and then eventually redirect us onto the approach. ILS 27 left is expected. PRM procedures are in use over here. And
32 flighting 210 set and maintain.
And for that arrival, we got a frequency of 108.5, which we can already switch active right now.
Set and maintain 12,000.
And then the courses are 275, and the minimum is 1,199. 3,100 the MSA. Missed approach, straight ahead, slight left turn. 4,000 on heading 265, then inbound Romeo Mike Golf, you are radial 165 to duty. And hold. Alright, so that's all down here. Now we should be going down at 250 knots here. For some reason the VNAV system isn't doing it, so let's switch to level change so that we comply with those constraints. So you got a level change, then let's also help it a bit with a speed brake down here. And down we go. Alright.
So 348 Avenue, you can contact Memphis Center though.
So, we got a gross weight of 104 for the landing. Doing a flap 30 approach, 130 is the minimum here. Let's go ahead and set the speed box. So that's 206, 186, and 166. Like that, and then we got 130 on the approach, so let's set those right down to 130 over there. Alright, like this. And that's pretty much all we need. Okay, so with that we are set up for the approach. Auto brake 2 is selected. We'll vacate the runway to the right hand side. So we're landing down here, 27 left, vacating to the right, where we got one hotspot, which is crossing our runway 27 right. So we will need ATC clearance for that one, and then we'll park somewhere over here.
Maintain 4,000.
Phase 201 is going to maintain 4,000.
So it's a 326, it's going to maintain 12,000.
4,000 checked. Alright, and here we go. So cross Daffy at 8,000, and then thereafter we are going down to 4,000, and looks like we'll have to use the speed brake all the way to 8. Alright, altimeters, passing 960, sending 4,00010 checks. Fuel balanced, 4 pumps on, lights are coming on, angular bank 25, let's also get rid of the sunshade over there. Okay, aircon and press, 3.4, descending is set, fast modes on, recall, check, and 1.5 is still on the monitor. No data link in this airplane, and that's the 10 checks completed.
So 409 is
Right,
waiting for
and speed brake is going back in.
100, runway 27 right, Lima Charlie, taxi, Lima
Perfect,
Charlie.
then we've got all of that stuff out of the way, so let's go ahead and get it ready for, or rather get ourselves ready for the arrival. I'm off the comms for a second.
Flight 4732, ready to contact at 5,000, climb maintain.
And yeah, let's just go all told. I don't know why the VNAV path is below Daffy, but we are definitely supposed to cross Daffy in 8. You got it. Actually, Duffy above 8, so...
That's number 2, Foxtrot.
Well, there we go, now we're past Daffy, so...
Yeah,
vertical speed there.
2 Foxtrot F X-ray, give way
On a
to
500 feet a minute
the
rate of descent, like that.
26 right off.
Okay, fantastic, so... Let's say goodbye to our guests.
Frontier Flight 4732, can leave.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Flight, this is your captain speaking. We've started the approach to Atlanta with a remaining flight time of approximately 10 minutes. Weather in Atlanta currently a little cloudy, but overall good conditions. Thank you so much for choosing Who to Say Out today. We hope you enjoyed your flight with us and look forward to welcoming you again on board our future service. Thank you very much, and we hope to see you again soon.
Delta 20, correction, Delta 1281, Atlanta departure ready, contact.
Alright.
That's 1281.
Gotta love the look of that 737.
Delta 12, correction, American 1234, set and maintain 6,000.
Lovely livery, isn't it?
That was 6,000 on American 1230.
Just how on earth could these guys count an airline? Alright. So, 1,000 feet a minute. Let's start our way down, and then we can quickly do the approach checklist, please. So, that's altimeters, QNH 3010. Approach checklist completed. Alright.
Delta 326, reduced speed is 210. Frontier Flight 4730.
Cool, so here we are, heading select, continue on the present heading, and that's it.
Just give me a minute.
So, why don't we have a little bit of fun and do some manual flying here?
Yeah, I like that better. Frontier Flight 4732, clear to Red Tar River, Tango Yankee India.
Tango Yankee India, 4732.
Alright, all manual.
Atlanta Center, base 41, we can flight level 2.
Base 11, Atlanta Center.
Haven't done that in a little while on a 737, so...
Right, and Lima Charlie,
which better place could you possibly have to do some hand flying than Atlanta?
Delta 60.
And don't tell me pretty much any other airport in the world.
Because
you may actually be right. But with the current level of traffic, there isn't much going on, so pretty happy to do some manual flying here. Alright, so we're expecting a left turn any moment. The weather over there is okay. Not perfect, but absolutely fine.
6-5, correction, November 5-2, Foxtrot X-ray, hold short 26 right. I'm just going to just get one heavy departure out southbound, and I'll get you on the way.
Alright, that's a hold short.
But that sounds like Atlanta. Taking into account that it's like, what, 1 p.m. there right now?
210 knots.
No, 2:30 p.m.
Pace 201, turn left heading 300.
Left 300, pace 201. Okay.
Delta 1281, climb maintain for level 370, thank you.
For level 370, Delta.
There we go, heading 300. And then you can put Gampy on top.
2438, information Romeo, ready taxi, ramp 3.
Delta 12, 2438, Atlanta Center, runway 26 left, correction, runway 27 right, Lima Charlie, rather. Taxi via Lima Charlie.
Lima Charlie to 27 right, Delta 2438, thanks.
Look at the beautiful terrain outside. I mean, for many flight simmers who joined the hobby after MSFS was already out,
Frontier Flight 25,
this is,
information Romeo ready for taxi.
you know, normal.
1281, clear red, bullseye.
But for someone who's been flight simming for, you know, a couple years longer than that, I still remember when you had to pay 200 euros, which, corrected for inflation, would be about 300 euros in today's money, just to get the country of Germany, and that would just be VFR satellite terrain with very, very sparse auto-jam splitter across it.
Pace 201, you're going to be 10 miles from depot, maintain 4,000 till established on localizer, clear ILS runway 27 left.
Pace 201, 4,000 till established, cleared ILS 27 left.
American 1234, fly heading 210, set and maintain 5,000.
Alright. Let's start slowing down.
American 1234, fly heading 210, set and maintain 5,000.
210 now, down to 5,000 American.
Something like this. So, clear for the approach.
Delta 62, heavy ready contact at a 3,000,
approaches
maintain full level 390, you can delete the speed restriction.
Level 390 for sorry, Delta 62.
Air France 32, left turn Bravo, short 26 left at Delta, welcome to Atlanta.
Left turn Bravo, hold short 26 left at Delta, Air France 32.
Delta 1525, vector tracing stepway for 2 minutes.
Okay, let's make sure we maintain those 4,000.
On 135.92, make the request with them.
And that's the glide slope alive.
Delta 1525, can you repeat that frequency one more time?
135.92.
Localizer capture.
Okay, over to 135.92.
FedEx 104, contact Jack Center 135.92.
Runway heading 275. Glide slope capture.
Delta 1575, runway 26 left, taxi via Fox.
And Garan altitude 4,000.
Charlie, taxi via Lima Lima Charlie.
Alright, flaps 1. That's the gear warning, that's expected.
American 1234, right turn, heading 240, doing a localizer, runway 26 right.
240 now and join the localizer, American 1234.
Number 652, Foxtrot X-ray, RNAV to...
I'm gonna shut that up in a moment, just doing a bit of hand flying right now.
November, Pastor, which is the strike for takeoff number 2, Foxtrot X-ray.
American 645,
here we go,
your
thanks.
sequence going to be for a north, or an eastbound departure off the north side.
Alright, gear down.
North American 645. Atlanta Center, good afternoon, Delta 2189, flight level 330.
Delta 2189, Atlanta Center.
They're a little bit on the fast side, but with the gear down, the plane is going to decelerate just fine.
Delta 1295, restart good transponder.
We're doing about 200 knots ground speed now, so 1,000 feet a minute is going to maintain us nice down the glide. Flaps 5. And you can see we can already retract the speed brakes here.
Transponder is going to be 6070, taxi to turn right via Lima Lima Charlie, or Delta 1295, thank you.
Air France 32, cross.
Okay, landing checklist. Start switches, continuous. Well, actually, speed brake on green light, landing get down for green, standing by for the flaps.
American 1234,
right, flaps 15.
Bamboo, 4,000 till established, clear ILS runway 26 right.
4,000 with Bamboo.
And then we'll do 135 on the final approach.
American 1234.
Like
Delta
this.
326, flighting 330.
Okay, flaps 30. Speed checked, flaps 30.
Number 2, Foxtrot X-ray, passing 2,000.
2 Foxtrot X-ray, land departure, ready contact, climb maintain 2,000, okay, climb maintain by level 370, maintain 2509 to the climb.
We're in VMC, so 500 foot gate applies.
Climbing team follow to that correction 3,000, number 2 Foxtrot X-ray.
Okay.
American 645, ready J for departure.
Negative, American 645.
Alright, flaps 30 green light, landing checklist complete.
Roger.
Base 201 on final, 27 left.
25, 20 for now. Okay, 17 north of the wind. Getting the fire 342 now.
American 2295, Atlanta Center. Got rid of contact 340. You can descend via The Parkland 5, Charlotte's landing south, shot altimeter 3007.
Pace 201, short final.
Information into the Parker 3.
Pace 201 is on short final.
Pace 201, you're clear to land, rolling 27 left, I'm gonna give it to you.
Clear to land 27 left, pace 201, thanks. Alright, we'll forget about the lights now.
American 645, everyone 27 right, Lima Child, line of play.
Final base 27 right, American 645.
15, 14, 13, 19, 10.
Ooh, that's not how a 737 should behave.
5 miles from Pollen Post 6, left turn 300, tree to establish clear ILS runway 28.
Well, speed brakes up, thruster is normal.
300 in the heading, over the island.
Oh, that's interesting. Pretty much nothing happened when I fly out.
American 1234 to wind 180.
Alright, mind all brakes.
26 right, good land.
Clear to land, 26 right, American 1234.
326 to wind 180, 728, clear to land.
Clear to land 28, 326.
Base 201, hold short, runway 27 right to Tango for departing traffic.
Hold short 27 right, Tango, pace 201.
American 645, heavy RNAV to football, runway 27 right, Lima Charlie, clear for takeoff.
Okay, hold short at Tango, which is here, so initially off to the left.
That's 1916, you'll be the next to go, you're going to be
Okay, perfect, so that's an hour and 2 minutes flight time, locked on the 737. So then let's go ahead and tidy that stuff up.
So the 409 Atlanta, runway 27 right, Lima Charlie, line of play.
On up wet runway 27 right, Delta 409.
Delta 2189 to cross, shipper at maintain 13,000, the Atlanta altimeter 3010.
Cross shipper at 13 for Delta 2189.
Okay, here's Tango, let's go ahead and hold short. And here we are.
Pace 201, correction, pace 201 across runway 27 right, Lima Charlie, join Lima to the ramp.
Pace 201, crossing 27 right, confirm at Lima Charlie, and then to the ramp. Okay, so Tango, Lima, Charlie,
326
to the ramp.
left turn 8180, climb maintain 3000.
180, 3000, 326.
American 645 ready to contact.
Okay, the right side is clear.
Maintain, follow with 310, maintain 25.
Then let's go ahead and cross over here. And then Charlie's going to be the second to the right. And I gotta say, those ground textures over here are looking gorgeous. It's my first time flying to the ORBX Atlanta scenery, and it looks really, really good.
Who?
Really good.
Number 2 Foxtrot X-ray.
2 Foxtrot X-ray, maintain 259.
Let's see if the terminals look as good as this
does. You're going to be
does.
in sequence with another departure going off the east gate.
I got you.
Okay, so there's Charlie over here. Actually, Lima over here, and now we're looking for Charlie, that way around. And Charlie's going to be off on the left-hand side.
Clear to ramp via Bravo, Victor Foxtrot.
Okay.
1235.
So, those weather radars can go off down there.
Vectors. Did you want 28 again, or do you want 27 left?
And then we're going to go into Charlie.
326, flighting 090, vectors ILS 2A.
090 in the heading, Delta 326.
409 RNAV to football.
Okay, and our parking today is going to be Charlie 13.
Let's take off on off to
And we're looking for the Ram 4 taxiways, so that's a little bit further straight ahead.
Just go ahead and cross there at Bravo 2 instead, via Foxtrot to the rim.
Let's see if we can get GSX. Complex airport, long loading time, I hope. Or just broken GSX. Wouldn't surprise me as well.
155 with the F50
But that looks more like a broken GSX than anything else. Okay, you go away. So here's ramp 3, that's not for us. We go one further onto ramp
Alright, we cross it
4.
and taxi via Fox. 1, 2, 3.
Alright. This is looking quite nice, isn't it? With the A350 over there.
Delta 1295, 1 able Lima, Lima, Bravo.
Oh, and this is looking quite laggy.
Lima, Lima, Bravo, 1 able.
Alright, start APU. And here we go, entering the ramp. Well, parking at the southwest pier seems kinda alright, since Hooters Air did actually identify themselves as a low-cost carrier, even though they had 86 centimeters of legroom, which is a little more than your typical low-cost carrier would have, more like business class style.
Again for Delta 409.
Alright, turn slide off, and the radar is off anyway. And then we're just gonna take the next stand on the left-hand side here.
26 left on a boy.
Alright, and here we are.
Or 652 Foxtrot X-ray, normal speed.
Alright, stand Charlie 6.
Over to Foxtrot X-ray.
Unfortunately without any marshalling.
Normal speed.
But well, it's a 737, parking that couldn't be too difficult.
American 645, climb maintain for level
and
370.
Here we are. Alright.
JetBlue 520, we're Foxtrot.
So, parking brake is set and APU is available. 2 blue, 1 red, engines dead. Come true, disarm doors and cross check.
Yeah, just let me know. Yeah, I'll fix.
Alright, and here we are. So, engines are running down. That is looking wonderful. And both engines below 20%, so let's go ahead and shut all that stuff down here. Okay. So, shutdown checklist. Fuel pumps, 1 for the APU, propede off. Hydraulic panel set, flaps up, no lights. Parking brake set, start levers cut off, weather radar off, shutdown checklist completed. Well guys, and that's all I can offer you for now. Thank you very much for flying along. I do hope you enjoyed this little trip. I do hope you enjoyed flying Hooters Air. And I do hope you enjoyed both Orlando and Atlanta. I would really like to thank our lovely controllers today. Thank ORBX for the reviewed copy of Atlanta, which I do really appreciate. It is a gorgeous looking airport, as you can see. Thank you very much for watching. As always, like, comment and subscribe, and if you really love what I'm doing on this channel, I would appreciate a small donation through the Buy Me Coffee link in the video description below. Thank you very much, and I'm looking forward to see you all again on the next one.